Nosferatu. 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 Nosferatu? Nosferatu. Nosferatu. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. Hey, what's up, everyone? Guess what? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, and we are back at it again with, I'm going to torture this guy's name, Nosferatu. I think I pronounced it correctly. Yeah. That's the best you're going to get from me, guys. With my speech impediment, with me, with my amazing talking skills. I don't know how I've become a YouTuber on YouTube reviewing action figures, and I can't even speak proper English. But I'm glad you guys are subscribed to my channel. Okay, so here we go. Here is Nosferatu. How'd you like that one? That one's a little bit better after I tried to pronounce it a million times. This is from the Mego Corp. If you guys are not familiar with Nosferatu, you should be. And yeah, if you guys didn't see the last review of my last Mego figure, Bela Lugosi's Dracula, check it out. And we're going to do a little bit of a comparison of Dracula and also a comparison towards the end of the review with other figures as well. So stay tuned for that as well. Other non-related Mego figures. Okay, so here is a little question here. How long was the character Nosferatu on screen for throughout the whole film? Answer, a little less than 9 minutes. Wow, that's amazing. So yeah, this was based on the film Nosferatu. Actually, I don't think it was. No, it was called something else. It was called, wasn't it called... something of the vampire, wasn't it? I can't, if you guys remember, let me know. But I said this in a previous review when I was doing like a little geek haul. There was a movie that was made about the making of this film. And it was played, the vampire, Nosferatu, was played by William Dafoe. And it's such an awesome movie, man. If you guys, I can't think of the name of the movie, I should freaking Google it. Okay. I googled it, guys. It's called Shadow of the Vampire. So if you guys have never seen that movie, it's a very, very awesome movie. You should check it out. It's a really, really creepy movie. It's with William Dafoe, and John Malkovich is in it as well. I think he's the director, but it's a really, really cool, creepy, and sometimes funny movie. William Dafoe plays an amazing job. Does an amazing job playing this character right here, Nosferatu. Okay, so let's open this figure up. Let's get to the reviewing. And yeah, Shadow of the Vampire. It's another movie I have to watch too during Halloween. It's the perfect Halloween movie, man. And the character in which William Dafoe played, this guy right here, was creepy because they made it seem like the actor himself, who originally played this character, was a vampire. So they made it seem like he was a real vampire, but you weren't for sure when you were watching the movie if this actor who was playing the vampire was actually a vampire or not. And that's one thing I love about the Shadow of the Vampire. I don't know if the Shadow of the Vampire is based on real life events of making the movie, but it sure in the hell was creepy, man. And this guy reminds me of a neighbor I used to have. He's like, he would always be like, every time I would step on his grass, he'd be like, "Get off my lawn!" Yeah, man, this guy is creepy. I don't know if he would have the same effect. Let me bring my light in just a little bit. Oh, lights! The lights! Bright light, no! I don't know if he would have the same effect if he was all in plastic. You know, I think having him in cloth form just kind of gives this creepy vibe, man. And I like the eyes. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but the eyes going in different directions. It's just ups the creepy factor just a little bit. And you can see he's rocking the same shoes as Dracula. So they go to the same tailor, I'm guessing. So this is how they even up. Who wins? Bela Lugosi's Dracula or Nosferatu? That's a good question, guys. I don't know. I think Bela Lugosi, being that he's maybe a little bit younger, but then again, he's a vampire, so they're both very old. But this guy just has like a creepy old guy look. You know, it kind of reminds you of a great grandfather that you've never met. Where's my Bengay? Have you seen my Bengay? Alice, where's my icy hot? Oh, I cracked myself up. Okay, so let's check out his articulation. Now, as I was reviewing Bela Lugosi's Dracula over there, towards the end of the video, if you guys was able to sit through the entire video, I said his arms move up and down. I lied. They actually do extend out. Same thing with Dracula. See, here's his arms extending out. So if you guys missed that part of the review, his arms actually do extend out. And you can actually throw the cape over his arms if you want to, and you can have him extend out like a bat. Which, that's really, really cool. So, yeah, his arms, these Mego figures do extend out. He can have a bend right here. He can be like on a top of a hill somewhere in Transylvania and do his yodeling. Yodel-lady-hoo. I don't know how to yodel. I apologize for that. I'm really bad. Okay, as if I'm not a bad toy reviewer, I'm a bad yodeler. And he does, you can have his hands like this, creepiness like this, have his hands folding like this, because I remember that's how his pose was, like through most of the movie, was like this, like curled up to his chest so he can appear more creepier. I think nothing speaks creepy when you have his hands up to his body like this. Or like this. You got any spare change? Can you imagine this guy come up to you like on the street, like, hey buddy, hey, you got any spare change? I'd kick this mother freaker right in the face, like, back off. And then I'll throw some holy water on him, and then I'll Febreze him. Okay, so let's open up his jacket, because it's on Velcro right here, as you can see. And he's got a whole black wardrobe going on right here. I kind of see, you know, if you guys are fans of Star Wars, I can see a lot of Emperor Palpatine in this figure. You know what I mean? And if you look at Emperor Palpatine, there's a lot of vampire vibe going on with him. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this guy. When I look at him, I think of Emperor Palpatine. And when I think of the Emperor, I think of this guy right here. Legs are on some amazing ball joints, so you can get him to do that. He can be part of the Nutcracker if you want to. He has some amazing kicks. And if you guys want to check out his feet, like I did with the Dracula, let's check it out. Probably the same feet. Oddly enough, he doesn't have overgrown toenails, so he's taking care of his pale feet. So he has no fungus that we know of, no calluses. No long, overgrown toenails. If this guy was in your family, and let's say if he was, if he looked like your grandfather, and he was like, "Hey, come in for a hug. Come in for a hug." Or if this guy approached you on the street, "Come in for a hug." Would you come in for a hug? Probably not. If he was like, "Hey, buddy, I got $100 right here in my jacket. Come in for a hug, and I'll give you the $100. Come into the warmth or the coldness of my body." and let me hug you. And then he grabs a hold of your neck, and blood starts flowing, and then you're like, damn it, for $100, I'm such a whore. Okay, so bends like that. He can bend like that. Whew. Man, he's such a creepy face. I don't know if I want to keep this guy because he's really, really creepy. Okay, so let's measure this Nosferatu. As they said, he is an 8-inch action figure. So he stands just, just a little bit under 8 inches. Just a little under 8 inches. Okay, guys, so let's do some comparisons, and then I'll rate this Nosferatu. Okay, so here's one of the last figures that I reviewed of Zombie Spawn. So I've always felt like Spawn was kind of a descendant of Dracula because they kind of have the same vibe going on. But this is how Nosferatu measures up with Zombie Spawn. And then probably one of the most horrible, awkward action figures ever made. I can't believe I still have this guy. Here is the vampire from Total Chaos. That's his name, Vampire. So this is how they measure up. He's kind of cool and creepy in a way, but the design of this vampire is just hideous. If you guys never seen a review of that, check it out. But this is how they measure up. This is Dracula in his vampire-esque form, I guess. And being that I have no Wolfman figures, I figure I bring in Beast because he's loosely based on the Wolfman. This is the Marvel Select Wolfman. Marvel Select Beast. Did I say Marvel Select Wolfman? Yeah, this is how they measure up. A lot of people sleep on this Beast, but I think he's really, really awesome. And he fits well into your Marvel Select collection because he is a more realistic Beast. Like if they brought Beast to life in realistic form, I guess this is what he would look like. The Wolfman, the blue Wolfman. And this is how they size up. And I figure I would bring in another Marvel figure. And we have Mr. Sinister. Why did I bring in Mr. Sinister? Because Mr. Sinister, if you look at him, he's loosely based on Dracula. I mean, the whole Dracula vibe is right there with him, dude. The teeth, the face, the collar, the cape. So Dracula's influence is pretty much all over the place, man. From Star Wars to X-Men to Marvel. So here is how Bela Lugosi's Dracula measures up with Mr. Sinister. And you never really think about it either. You never really think about, you know, the characters that, you know, are popular characters that we collect and are influenced by Dracula, Nosferatu. You know, from Mr. Sinister to Spawn to Palpatine from Star Wars, Emperor Palpatine. You never really think about it until you actually take a closer look. Okay, guys, so that was my little review of Nosferatu. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, I'm going to give what I gave Dracula, Bela Lugosi's Dracula. I'm going to give him a solid 10, guys. I highly, highly recommend this Mego's figure. He is freaking creepy. He's creeping me out as we speak. And I really like the detail. I like the cloth fabric to this Nosferatu. I like him when he has his hands out like this. Like he's getting ready to scare the hell out of you. Or like this. Like that. Like that. Oh, look at that. That's freaking scary. Like this Nosferatu. Yeah, I definitely recommend him if you guys like collecting Megos. And articulation, I don't know if I showed you the knee bends. He pretty much has the same articulation as Bela Lugosi over there. Same articulation, leg splits. If I missed out on anything, if you guys wanted to see that, there you guys have it. But there was my little review of Nosferatu. Let me know what you think of this figure. Do you own him? Do you plan on picking him up? What are your thoughts on Dracula? What are your thoughts on the inspiration of Dracula? Yeah, I said inspiration. And we'll go ahead and leave it at that, guys. If you like this little review, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If not, then Nosferatu is going to come for you while you're sleeping. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.